If you try to attract everyone, you're going to get no one. If you don't niche down, you're going to have more trouble getting to the right people. And if you don't filter your message to be really good and concise and speak to that ideal client, you're going to waste people's time and you're going to...
Welcome, boys and girls. We're so excited to have you here with us. Yay. Or if it was close to Halloween, boils and ghouls. I can't wait. Okay, just to be clear, we are in July right now as we're recording this, and I was at TJ Maxx the other day, and there's so much Halloween stuff out. It's like, what is happening? It's like beginning of July. It's like, can you guys wait a second?
Yeah, I saw somebody on Instagram talking about how the pumpkin spice latte stuff's already out.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Jeepers. Okay, well, I mean, I love Halloween, but it's actually kind of having the opposite effect. Maybe that is a nice tie-in for our episode today, because speed kills. Why marketing at warp speed creates garbage. And I think personally, promoting something too aggressively, maybe before its time, is also garbage. So note to you retailers, I don't need pumpkin flavored everything in July. It's like, what? I got all of August, September, and October to get through. So now July too, y'all need to relax.
It also makes it less special.
It does. It totally makes it less special. I'm sorry. We're still swimming in the pool. We're still sweating, profusely, stepping outside and turning around, being like, nope, and going right back in.
Literally, I stick my head outside and I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be getting 10,000 steps a day. And unless I'm out there at 6 a.m., I'm not doing it.
How's that going?
Going fine. Till weekend hits, because I don't feel like being on my treadmill at my desk.
That's fair.
So Monday through Friday, killing it. Weekends, it's like, it's so hot out, I'm sticking to myself. Sometimes in that exact voice.
Nice.
Anyway, so let's talk about speed. Not the drug, of course, or the movie, but speed kills and why marketing at warp speed actually does create garbage. Because the reality is that the market is flooded with garbage, and AI created most of it. If you want to stand out, this is wild. Do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. That's always been true. But now that everybody's using AI, be the person who isn't. Okay. So, first point here is done isn't enough anymore. Actually, somebody said to me inside of my coaching community, perfection is the enemy of good, and I just need to put this ad out there. And I'm like, no. I think that good will be the enemy of perfection here. Sometimes that analogy really works, but sometimes it doesn't. If an ad has the potential to get you $25,000 per year in revenue, you should probably put in a couple $1,000s worth of work into making sure that it's actually that amazing. And AI didn't do it, that a human did, because we know what humans like. Because I know this is wild. We are human.
Weird.
This is honestly, I have to tell you, 25 years ago when I created this agency, I never thought in a million years I would be talking about the robot overlords and how we actually need to reject AI because humanity is smarter. Didn't see that on my bingo card, but okay.
And yet here we are.
I know. So think about this, right? It's all about quality. Everybody can produce content. In fact, most people create slop, and they're using AI to do it. And they're like, oh, look at this great content that I made. Okay, first of all, I made? No, the robot made it. You copied and pasted, and your prompt was garbage. We can tell. Second of all, there's no thought toward quality. I would rather, and this is the God's honest truth, guys, I would rather see you post 1/10 of the time, but with something that took you 10 times more work and more effort and more love to create an absolute show-stopping banger, than I would rather see just a bunch of drivel. It's quality is the name of the game. It is not about just pumping out tons of crap. So, don't.
So just don't do it.
Don't do it. It's ratchet.
Right. And also, to be fair, and I mean, we always say this, it's obviously everything we say doesn't apply to every single instance, blah, blah, blah. And we have a previous episode where we do talk about like sometimes you just need to produce it. It doesn't need to be 100%. But there is a difference between like you're stuck on a single social media post that isn't boosted and you really just need to get it out into the world and you're stuck on a word versus an entire paid advertising campaign that is incredibly subpar and obviously done by AI.
Right.
Those are two very different things.
Yeah, for sure. If you've got a great piece of content and you're stuck on one word, let it go, like ship it. But yeah, like if you're paying for it, put the work in.
For real, put the work in. Number 2, people still crave real connection. I know it's wild that in a post-pandemic world, anybody would want to have any kind of human connection. Crazy, right?
Says the recovering extrovert.
Literally. But to be fair, I still really like having human connections. I just am more picky about it, which I think a lot of people are. But I also think as a consumer, separately from a marketing expert, because AI is so prevalent in every aspect of our digital lives these days, people are far more tuned in to find the terrible bullshit AI content.
Yeah.
It is more real if it comes from a person. AI can mimic tone, it can parrot, it can pattern match, but it can't replace empathy or insight or perspective or be unique in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. It is literally built to agree with you and the masses. And as we have talked about repeatedly over and over again on this podcast, if you are trying to be somebody who has hot takes or strays from the norm, then you are literally never going to get anything from AI like that. If you're trying to be, you know, argumentative on purpose, if you're trying to be contrarian, if you're trying to have hot takes regularly, AI is not going to be your best friend because it's moving itself to the middle. It's not moving to the sides.
Right. It's built to be agreeable.
Correct.
To the point where I've actually had some very interesting conversations about politics, religion, world affairs, conspiracy theories. Anybody who knows me for more than 2 seconds knows that I have an impressive tinfoil hat collection. I even have a tinfoil sombrero. Let's get serious now. So you can have these conversations. You can have all kinds of crazy conversations with it. And actually, that's what prompted me because I like to push all the buttons to see what something will do.
You were a fun kid, I bet.
Boop,
yes. Boop, boop, boop.
No, dude, I was like Elf in the elevator. Look at all the buttons. Whee! That was 1,000% me. But I like to see what something will do. And, if I'm going to offer you opinions on AI, it better be an educated opinion and something that I've actually worked for. So I've pushed the damn thing to see what it can do, what it can't do, why it does it. And I've gotten to peek up the skirt of AI and actually understand what's really going on. And, some of it is disappointing. Some of it is actually outright scary. Because you will tell it to do something. It will not do it. It will give you something else instead. And most people won't know the difference between, the result you were supposed to get and the thing that it actually gave you, and they don't push back. I know how to push back. And, and then ultimately it's like, well, the other day I went I think 5 rounds. It's like, okay, not only are you lying, you're actually gaslighting me. Why are you doing that?
Right.
Straight up frightening it. And the result was because I'm trained to be a people pleaser, even if you're wrong.
Right.
So I'm also trained to ignore your request if I think that your request is probably stupid or time wasting. Cool. I love AI that's trained to ignore what people want. That's not scary at all.
Okay. Cue the Terminator. That's not terrifying at all. I'll be back.
Save us all.
And just to I don't know. I don't want to say dovetail because it's not going to be the right word, but it is my favorite word. Really put a finer.
You a dovetail
I do love dovetailing. Even put a finer point on it. we've had past episodes where we've talked about there's a significant difference in the breadth and depth of knowledge between an agency that's been around for 25 years and has, a team of full-time employees that have decades and decades of experience versus the 22-year-old that just came out of college and thinks that they're hot shit and they run a quote unquote agency. They grew up using AI. They think it's the bee's knees, which also makes me sound 1,000 years old, and doesn't know to argue with it. So when you choose the cheaper option with your marketing expert, oftentimes you're getting lower quality service because they're using AI as the strategist.
Right. It's honestly scary to me. Like I'm looking at hiring assorted companies for different things all the
Sure.
time, right? And I want to know that the people that I'm partnering with in any given capacity, they know how to use AI, they know how to outsmart AI,
Right.
and there's still enough organic intelligence there to be in charge. Because, like we talked about in the last episode, AI is a really, really awesome intern, cannot be the CEO.
Oh, 100%. I just had this conversation with another executive at a different agency, and they were saying the struggle they have is actually with their interns using AI too much. Because whereas if you're an old fart like me and you're in your 40s, you had to like come to Jesus and be like, yes, I will use AI. Fine. The evil overlord is here to stay. Wow, it is actually helpful. Great. Versus a 21-year-old that doesn't know anything else. And so their first stop is to use ChatGPT and just take it at face value.
I find that scary. I call it the great dumbening.
Yes, it is definitely the great dominating. I would 10 out of 10 agree.
That sucks. Well,
Yep.
on that lovely note, let's move on to number 3. Fast marketing will actually attract the wrong customers because high volume drivel, low marketing will attract your price shoppers and your tire kickers. It will
Ugh.
also, look, if you're putting out something low quality, it's first of all, it's probably going to be inconsistent. It's probably going to be not fully representative of the actual quality that your business brings to the table.
Yep.
But you're churning out something that isn't top quality. You know it, and they know it.
Right.
And if people are like, "Oh, well, I'm just seeing you a lot," you know, or you're just flooding the news feed with something that really hasn't been carefully thought through, and you're just doing the whole spray and pray stuff, that's not great. That is
No.
not great. And you're basically training people to expect crap out of you, and to pay crap.
Yes.
I don't like crap.
We had a previous episode where we talked about how we don't like discounting because it lowers the value that you're perceived at, especially for service-based businesses. Going back to my sweater analogy for a second,
Ooh, here
there's
we
a
go.
difference between you're offering a 20% off coupon code for the sweatpants or the sweater or the jeans. And, that helps with FOMO, and that's product-based marketing. And that is different than service-based marketing.
Right.
When you're marketing a service and you're selling a service, really you're just selling air. And so when you discount it, you're discounting the value of that air, and it makes it harder to sell it at the higher price. When you're doing fast marketing, fast and dirty and making mistakes, then that's the type of person you're going to attract. And then that's what they expect of you.
Yeah. So we have historically worked with people who have a higher priced offering, and we ourselves as an agency, it's a higher priced offering. I mean, like, you can't work with us for $100 a month. You can't. If you
No,
want quality, it's going to require an investment.
correct.
Are we cost prohibitive? No. But the thing is, if you, like we do, want quality and you want quality clients, marketing needs to reflect that. And fast marketing, just churning out a bunch of garbage, is actually an insult to people. And honestly, if it gets any customers at all, that would be a shock.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Number 4.
100%. Number 4. If you don't filter your message, the market will. I feel like this is just, Another layer on everything we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
If you, like we have always said, if you try to attract everyone, you're going to get no one. If you don't niche down, you're going to have more trouble getting to the right people. And if you don't filter your message to be really good and concise and speak to that ideal client, you're going to waste people's time and you're going to get the wrong people. Spray and pray, or as I like to call it, spaghetti marketing, where you throw things at the wall to see what sticks, which I feel like might be an old analogy these days, but whatever.
Oh, it's arcane, but I still love it. And
I
anybody
love
who's
it.
even like 2% Italian gets it.
I'm not Italian at all, and I get it. I
There
mean,
you go.
uh, it just wastes time. And not only does it waste time, it wastes money, it wastes expertise, it wastes bandwidth, it wastes your potential client's attention span. Um, so it's wasting all of your resources. And honestly, it's wasting those resources of the potential customer as well. And you're losing them rather than bringing them in. You need to be precise. And this goes back to how we've talked about targeting and niching down and trying to attract the exact right person, which really goes back into you need an expert to tell you how to do that. ChatGPT cannot figure out your ideal client and how to reach them. You need
Right.
to pinpoint them on a target. And then if you attract other people, that's awesome. But you need to niche down. And it's one of those counterintuitive things that people don't think about. They think if they niche down, they're going to sell less, but actually sell more.
I know. That's so true. I have nothing to add to that. It's so good. And
Oh,
it's
thank you.
such a great point.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. So the final point we're going to leave you with, it's yet another refinement here. It's about slower marketing, done right and done well. It actually, that song "Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap."
Yes. ACDC.
I know. Wow. Anyway, this really needs to be the old fart show.
I love ACDC.
Yeah, same. So, think about this in terms of craftsmanship,
Mm-hmm.
not creating a content mill. To go viral, which is actually pretty important, you need to really put a lot of thought into something. Think about when you're in a client meeting with someone and you're having like some really great revelations come through. This is where AI note takers are actually very useful because you can actually go through your notes and go through the transcript and be like, oh my God, that was a really good point.
Yep.
So maybe pull out your really great points because you've already got genius coming out of you, but do it more thoughtfully.
Yep. Yep. I think that's awesome. We love an AI note taker. Love.
Big fan.
Big fan.
On that lovely note, we are going to bid you adieu for today and talk about who you're actually competing with. We will see you in the next episode. Again, please go to vision-advertising.com. We're celebrating 25 amazing years. Holy moly. Please go there. Let us know what you think of this episode. If you have any requests, we would love to talk about what you want to hear about. And of course, let us know if we can give you a hand. We are always here to help you, whether you pay us or not. That's how we start conversations and build relationships for life. So don't be shy. We would love to serve you, and Godspeed.